Hello, love. How are you doing? It's Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse over in Japan. Are you good? Are you genki? I'm checking on my phone as usual if it's working, and there's no sign of anything yet. But the stream says it's running. There are people in the chat. It's unbelievable. We had a Wakizashi Teahouse before. Then there was CLS saying first. Nice one, mate. I appreciate it. Are you still there? If you are, do drop a message. Gray saying hello, love, in my best Jim Werner impression. And Jana Banana, lovely to see you. There we go, sounding good. Yeah, I'm sounding a little bit deep voiced, aren't I? More about that later. Okay, so what's been going on? What is new? That's the question. What am I talking about? Does anybody know? Happy to be awake for a Wakizashi stream. Thank you, that's very kind. I appreciate it. I'm kind of awake. Had a very late night last night, or I should say this morning. I went to the monthly local beer festival. So that you can tell by my voice, I'm a little bit hungover. But I've got me tea, a nice cup of tea. Darjeeling, it's amazing. Got some water, and I don't have any wits. Brain's kind of left somewhere in a club, in a karaoke snack bar, but yeah, otherwise, very good. Sounds fun, thanks. Thanks, Jana. I always get that wrong, don't I? So, yeah, beer festival, it's like, they have it once a month here. It's trying to get people to come out and, kind of promote the town a little bit. There's a local department store, very small, and it's kind of the guy who owns that, he's promoting it. But last night was cool. It was in a different place than usual. It was by the city hall, the town hall, on some grass instead of being in a car park. So that was really nice. There was a beautiful blue sky yesterday evening. I actually went down a bit early, headed down there about 6:30. Let me see if I can share my screen. I want to show you a photo. Here we go. Look at this. Look, how good did that look? Let me just make myself smaller. So that's just me cycling down towards town from where I live, and this is the inland sea, and there's a big hospital over there you can see in the distance. Try and make it a bit bigger. It looks amazing. It looks like a beautiful harbour, and it's tiny. It's totally tiny where I live. There we go. Let's make it bigger. Ladies, make it bigger. I love doing that. But yeah, it was just gorgeous. That kind of blue sky. You can see just about see the mountain. Mount Dyson in the background there, if you look closely. And let me get the next one. Where are we? There's another one. Just gorgeous. I love it when you got the sky reflecting in the sea there, the inland sea. Just beautiful. Now, waffling away. If you look closely on the right here, you see behind the hospital, behind those two buildings, there's like a lot of trees. It's actually a hill. And you know what was amazing? I've never seen it because it was gone, it was destroyed before I moved here, but there used to be a castle on the top of that hill, traditional Japanese castle. How amazing would that look if it was still there? Just like looking down on the town, looking down on the sea, the mountain in the background, just amazing. But that castle, Yonago Castle, as far as I know, it went into disrepair, and it was too expensive to refurbish it, make it safe, so they demolished it, took it down. What a shame. I'd love it if we had a castle in our town, but we don't. It's only a tiny town, so that's probably why. And one more photo. That's me bicycle. That's me treasure, me darling. So cycled down. Do you like my artistic photograph, by the way? Yeah, good to see you. Hey Jacob, how are you? Are you good, mate? To see you in the chat. And CLS is there. Nice. Great. So yeah, that was my story from yesterday. I'm saying yesterday, right, because I'm in Japan, I'm in the future. It's Saturday afternoon here, 1:05 p.m. And so last night, Friday evening, I cycled down, had some beers at the beer festival, met some friends. One mate I'd not seen for a while, and he had his cousin over from, I think, New Zealand, cousin and family or friends. So we had a big party with them. It was awesome. But yeah, I'm feeling it a little bit now, as you can tell by my voice. So there we go. Yeah, where are we? Let's get back to the stream. Let's make Gray a little bit bigger. There we go. Cool. Okay, stop sharing. No, I'm too big. So yeah, so what's going on? CLS with a typo. CLS, I don't even know what it stands for, mate. Let me think. Cabbages, lettuces, and strawberries. How about that? Just off the top of my head. So yeah, great night at the beer festival. Don't feel actually as bad as I thought I would, because we had quite a few beers early on, and then we went to karaoke. And if you've ever been to a karaoke club, you know what it's like. You're just singing, and there's not that much drinking done, and you kind of sober up a bit. You know, you get it out your system. That's my excuse anyway. So yeah, that was it. So how about you? What are you doing this weekend? Anything good? I tell you, I'm looking forward to, after this stream, I'm going to the, let me get it right. I think it's is it osteopath clinic? Is that right? I'm going to the osteopath clinic, and I'm going to get me muscles massaged or manipulated, pushed and prodded, poked. Sound good? So looking forward to that. I can't wait. I always come out of there just feel amazing. You know, it only lasts for about an hour, but just like, walking on air. Oh my God, okay. Big Grey, my favourite. Thanks, Jacob. Nos, are you there? Nosilanti William Pyre. Happy Japanese Saturday, Aniki. Hope you've been good. Yeah, I've been good. It's been really busy. It's been a crazy week. That's why I went out last night. I needed it. I needed to get that out of my system. Mrs. Wakizashi is not talking to me really, but hey, what can you do? So it's worth it, isn't it, guys and girls? But you know, I'm not getting any younger. I'm like 51 now. Getting back about 2:30. It's not good, is it? I actually had to lie in for a change, and I normally wake up like 5:36, but I was up at 9 a.m. That's a massive line for me, so there we go. Salty in chat saying loser. You're a loser, baby. So why don't you stop there? Why didn't you ping me? I know I never like really advertise it because who cares, you know what I mean? I put it on Twitter, not that gets much traction, but I always forget, like last minute as usual. Dwayne is in the house. Good to see you, Dwayne. CLS, I haven't been on one of your streams in a while. Yeah, mate, I thought it's been like a long time no see, and I know it's a secret. I know. Keep it a secret, what you stand for. That's very good. Grey's bad boy, not to be a role model. Yeah, look at me as well. Can you see my t-shirt? I've got one of my teaching t-shirts on here. It's got the Mario ABC alphabet, like Mario style. There we go. Look at that. Look at this. Come on. Had this for years. Love it. So, yeah, what's going on? There's quite a few things I wanted to talk about, but I'm not going to go on for too long today. You'll be glad to know. But yeah, that was last night's story. So great to get out. Great to have a good beer drinking session and singing session as well, karaoke. And not to be too hammered the next morning. But I didn't go to jiu-jitsu because I just didn't feel like it this morning. So there we go. Great. What you like? Boobed again. Okay. I'm going to share again. Here we go. I want to share something on Twitter, X, something that's really cool. It's rare to find good things these days, isn't it? You know what I mean? I want to share a story about the legendary Roger Moore. James Bond, Roger Moore. So here we go. I don't know why I went to Sean Connery accent then, but here we go. Come on, let's get it on. Let's get it on. How big is that? Okay, can you see it? There's nothing too important there, is there, showing? Oh my God, all my private messages are on the screen. Yeah, right, like all three of them. Here we go, let me read you this. I mean, I hope this is true. It's one of those things that I want to believe it's true, and it sounds like it is. But this is a story about Roger Moore by some guy, I don't know who he is, Mark Haynes. It's been shared all over Twitter. I think it's quite old, this story, but here we go. He says, as a 7-year-old in about 1983, wow, I was 10 then, 1983. There you go. I was born in 1973, so he was 7 in 1983. In the days before first-class lounges at airports, I was with my granddad in Nice Airport, and I saw Roger Moore sitting at the departure gate, reading a newspaper. I told my granddad I'd just seen James Bond and asked if we could go over so I could get his autograph. My granddad had no idea who James Bond or Roger Moore were. Really? Anyway, so we walked over and he popped me in front of Roger Moore with the words, "My grandson says you're famous. Can you sign this?" As charming as you'd expect, Roger asks my name and duly signs the back of my plane ticket. A fulsome note full of best wishes. I am ecstatic. But as we head back to our seats, I glance down at the signature. It's hard to decipher, but it definitely doesn't say James Bond. My granddad looks at it, half figures out it says Roger Moore. I have absolutely no idea who that is, and my heart sinks. Poor kid. Just give me 1 second, yeah. There's a PA going on in the outside. I've got the window open a crack. A crack, ladies. Good grief. Yes, I live in a small town in Japan, and they have a PA when people go missing. You know, people wander off, old people or young people, or if monkeys get loose, that kind of thing. But anyway, back to the story. Where the hell was I? So he was saying like he had no idea who Roger Moore is. He tells his granddad he's signed it wrong. He's put someone else's name on it. So my granddad heads back to Roger Moore, holding the ticket which he just signed. Okay, now guess what happens next? You can probably guess, can't you? Because Roger Moore was an absolute legend in real life as well. I remember staying by our seats and my granddad saying, he says you've signed the wrong name. He says your name is James Bond. Roger Moore's face crinkled up with realization and he beckoned me over. When I was by his knee, he leant over, looked from side to side, raised an eyebrow, and in a hushed voice he said, I have to sign my name as Roger Moore because otherwise Blofeld might find out I was here. He asked me not to tell anyone that I'd just seen James Bond, and he thanked me for keeping his secret. I went back to our seats, my nerves absolutely jangling with delight. My granddad asked me if he'd signed it James Bond. No, I said. I'd got it wrong. I was working with James Bond now. Anyway, many years later, I was working as a script writer on a recording that involved UNICEF, and Roger Moore was doing a piece to camera as an ambassador. Jesus. He was completely lovely, and while the cameramen were setting up, I told him in passing the story of when I met him at Nice airport. He was happy to hear it, and he had a chuckle, and he said, well, I don't remember, but I'm glad you got to meet James Bond. So that was lovely. And then he did something so brilliant. After the filming, he walked past me in the corridor, heading out to his car. But as he got level, he paused, looked both ways, raised an eyebrow again, and in a hushed voice he said, of course I remember our meeting in Nice, but I didn't say anything in there because those cameramen, well, any one of them could be working for Blofeld. I was as delighted at 30 as I had been at 7. What a man, what a legend, tremendous. So there we go. Then quite a few comments, someone here saying that my dad was a pilot for Delta and he had Roger Moore, on one of his flights. He said he was very kind to everyone. He also said that he noticed he had really nice luggage. Of course he would. So there we go. What do you reckon, guys and girls, if you're still there? Are you still there? Let's stop sharing. Fantastic. What a legend, Roger Moore. And I wish I could raise my eyebrow like he can, just one. And there we go. Okay, let's have a look. Let me catch up. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I cried. Did you cry? Did you cry with the story? Please hit that like for our man in Japan, says Salty. Thanks, Salty. I'm already tearing up, says Nos. Come on, Nos. It depends on the wine and the boobs, in my opinion. Really? Oh my god, I missed that. What's that all about? How cool is that? Yeah, Jacob, as Jacob's saying, I really hope that's a true story, but come on, let's believe let's believe this is real. Let's believe it. We need this kind of, good news, good story, positivity. What a legend. How cool to do that to a young kid. So he probably didn't remember that at all, but the fact that he came out and said to him later on when he met him again, and yes, of course I remember, but I couldn't tell you in front of those cameramen. Brilliant. Salty at Jacob saying Moore has aged to me like a fine wine. Just the 70s scenery and cars make me nostalgic. I know, right? It makes you want to watch an old Roger Moore Bond movie, doesn't it, Salty? Or like you guys were saying in the chat, The Saint, the TV show. I'd love to. Okay. So that was a good story off Twitter, which is rare, I know, these days. Let's get back. Oh, thanks, Salty, mate. I appreciate it. You reposted me post. Just seen it on X. on Twitter. Alrighty. Okay, so where are we? As Gray gathers his wits, let me drop a quick clip to see if everyone's there to wake you all up. That's enough of that. Stop that, it's silly. Absolutely bonkers. I know, I can resist. Okay, so that was the main thing I wanted to talk about. So, come on in the chat, let me know what's going on. Salty. I took a break from editing and saw the post. Had to watch, my dude. Nice one, mate. Yeah, I appreciate it. And Dwayne, Live and Let Die, it's a classic. It's really good, isn't it? That's Roger Moore's debut, isn't it, as Bond? So kind of a little bit of blaxploitation, yeah, isn't it? The great kind of voodoo theme in there, the tarot cards, Jane Seymour. Oh my god. Woo. Wishy. Speaking of Jane Seymour, do I have a photo to share? No, not that one, a different one. Let's see if I can find it. Let's just get rid of that. Get rid of my bike photo. Okay. Bear with me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going into screenshots. This is the one. My goodness. It's not the fake AI sort of, what do you call it? The one that I wish was real but isn't real. It's not that one. It's another one. I think this was taken around the time she was in Live and Let Die. Let's have a look. I think she was pretty young. She was like really early 20s. There we go. My goodness. Fantastic. Oh, Jane. Okay. Oh, hey, we've got people in. We've got new people. Someone's arrived. Smile a while for me. Saw Salty's post. Had to pop in for a few minutes. I appreciate it. Thank you. I've got Lucky 13 watching. That's brilliant. You guys and girls absolutely rock. You are legends. Jane. Let me just turn around and look at her. Hello. Can you hear me? No. Well. Anyway. That's enough of that. Jesus. Gray, you old perv, you. But yeah, what's wrong with can't I acknowledge beauty? Can't you acknowledge love? Name the movie and I'll be impressed. 9 likes, 13 watching. Fix that, for goodness sake. You know what? As well, this is a bit weird, a bit random. But the last stream I did, the last one, it was like 2 weeks ago. The new Wakizashi Waffles AI generated thumbnail. That did pretty well, but after it had finished, I got 1 dislike, and I was like, who would it dislike my stream? I can't believe it. I think it's Nos or probably Salty trolling me. Actually, it might have been me in a moment of drunken madness later on, and maybe just disliked it. So there we go. We got Dwayne saying, for Your Eyes Only Marvel adaptation by Howard Chaykin, inked by Vince Coletta. Yikes. Is that good, yeah? Do you know, I've never read any of the James Bond adaptations, Dwayne. Do you remember those from back in the days when Marvel used to do adaptations of movies, TV shows, that kind of thing? I don't think I ever had any. Yeah, it'd be nice to, wouldn't it? It'd be nice to have some, but that would be cool. I know my brother used to have the original Star Wars adaptation. I think that even came out in the UK before the movie did. Like, Marvel Comics had that. They landed that license. And if you believe the rumours, that kind of half saved them in the 70s, late 70s. They were in trouble, believe it or not. Supposedly close to going bankrupt, and getting the Star Wars license absolutely blew up, of course. Brilliant. Definitely Excalibur. You're balmy. You got it. Absolutely brilliant. Yes. Okay, just for that, do I have Sword in the Stone? The sword being put into the stone by Uther. And just to warn you, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're on headphones, this is a little bit loud at the beginning, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Uther, says Merlin. Yeah, I love that green reflection, the light in the sword on the blade there, little details like that, the moss on the rock. How cool is that? Brilliant. Excalibur. One of my favourite 1980s movies. Salty saying he still has the oversized Star Wars comic for the 1977 release. Oh, brilliant, man. Oh God, years ago, I remember me again my brother, because I was too young to be buying comics at that time. I had no pocket money. He had the Mad. Do you remember the Mad magazine? Mad did an adaptation of it, like a musical version. It was so funny. It was so good. I wish we still had that. Wish I'd kept hold of those old Mad magazines. There's always one line I remember from it, and it's God, what's it? How does it go again? What's the song it's based on? You know, like what do you call it? Hammerstein or whatever. Rodgers and Hammerstein, is it musical? What's that? Ah, I Want to Live in America. Is that from West Side Story? Yeah, well, they changed it for the Star Wars comic, and it was like, what was it? It's Luke talking to Han. Well, Luke and Leia talking to Han, trying to get him to come and attack the Death Star with them right near the end. Yeah, so they're trying to convince Han. He's like, not having it, and they break out into song, and it's like, it goes something like this. I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, Luke says, "We're gonna blow up the Death Star," and Han replies, "Crazy, I think, is what you are." That's it. I remember that like vividly from when I was a kid. How bizarre is that? Brilliant. Pirates of Penzance. Star Wars on the Muppet Show. Oh God, the Muppet Show. How amazing was that? Yeah, I think I saw it when I was a kid. Don't remember. West Side Story. Thanks, Jana. That's it. That's the one. Nuts. What about Roger and Rammstein? Rammstein. Oh, mamma mia. CLS is saying to Jana, "Oh, by the way, while you're here, Wages of Fear ain't free on anything I got, and I ain't wasting money on it just yet. What did Copa watch it on? The original 1950s. And you just got a strike for singing it. Yeah, probably. I don't care. What are we doing? Let's have a look. So yeah, Kula Boola. Looking cool. No way, it's just like there's 15 people watching. What's going on? It's unbelievable. I'm glad you stayed up. It's good to see you. Yes. Jolly Rogering salty, says Nosferatu. Oh man. Okay, so I'm kind of all over the place, aren't I? But yeah, where were we going with this? Where are we going? Does anybody know? Yes. So Star Wars, Marvel Comics, brilliant. I've got one more thing to talk about, one more thing to share, and here we go. One of Gray's dodgy takes. I'm sure you'll all agree, especially Salty. He loves my dodgy recommendation takes. But it's a TV show, a sci-fi TV show on Apple TV. Believe it or not, I'm actually enjoying Apple at the moment. I think there's some good sci-fi drama on there. Not amazing, but decent. And you probably can guess what it is. It's not Silo. I've already seen that. Enjoyed that. It's not Dark Matter, which, as Salty said, it's a bit slow. It's a bit slow, but I'm still watching it. Not the latest episode of Dark Matter. The one before was really good. They actually went into this box, and started exploring their like parallel universes. It was weird. That was quite good, but it is pretty slow. But what I want to talk about is get another strike. Stroken. This one. It's taken me a while to get into this, because I started watching For All Mankind quite a while ago. I started watching the first season. I got a few episodes in, and I kind of found it like, it's very soap opera-y. It's kind of drama-y, TV drama more than sci-fi. But I went back to it, gave it another chance. I'd heard Robert Meyer Burnett, whatever you think of him, he does recommend some good things sometimes. He was saying like he loves it. It's like one of his favourite current TV shows. And so I went back, started rewatching, and finished season 1 a couple of days ago. And yeah, surprisingly, I think it is good, but it's not so much stress on sci-fi. There is a bit in there, but it's mainly a period drama, and it looks amazing. For set in the 60s, I think it's the 60s, isn't it, when NASA was, when supposedly, it's an alternate timeline. No spoilers, because you'll know if you watch the first episode, but basically the USSR beat America to the moon. They land on the moon first, and That's basically the premise of the show. So, and it's like America playing catch up, but then they just kind of go for it. They get on the moon, and then towards the end of season 1, both America and Russia are building a base, have like a very small kind of temporary base on the moon because they've found ice in a crater. They discovered ice on the moon. So there we go. But let's have a look at this. Have a look. Yeah, in an alternative version of 1969, 69 dudes, the Soviet Union beats the US to the moon, and the space race continues on for decades with still grander challenges and goals. So no matter what you think, about what it's based on, if it is science fiction anyway, have we really been to the moon? You can argue that till the cows come home, can't you? But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I say it's worth a look, and it's got Joel Kinnaman in it. Joel Kinnaman, who was really good in the first season of Altered Carbon? He was in that, wasn't he? Yeah, he's good in it. Who else is in there? Not that many that I know from the names here. And you could argue that it's very representation heavy because it's putting women on the moon as well, and how like NASA kind of, because of Russia puts a female cosmonaut on the moon first, so it's like NASA are like, oh my god, we've got to do the same thing. So they're kind of forced into having a female astronauts, and yeah, that's it. It is good. It's worth a look. God, what do you call it? I know I've lost you all, haven't I? I've lost you. Let's go back to the chat. Your Barmy saying, I like Silo more than Dark Matter. Me too, mate. Silo is very, very good. Again, it's a little bit ponderous at times, but Silo is I think it's a really good first season. Is For All Mankind that alternative history show? Yes, it is. That's the one. Oh, did you give up, mate? Yeah, that's what I was like. Jack, be lucky. Good to see you, man. I started it once, and then I stopped and was watching something else, but I went back to it, and yeah, it's just like nothing amazing, but it's well made, it's well written, it's well produced, it looks gorgeous. If you like a bit of period drama and a bit of, like space set scenes, I tell you what, the scenes on the moon, they look amazing. They look better than the official footage from back in the 1960s. Really good. Just proves that you could do it on a movie set, but I'm not going to go into that. Alternate history, like the man in the high castle. Bandito, how are you, man? Long time no see. Good to see you. Yeah, take it easy, Jane, and good night. Thank you. Good night, good health, and God bless. Women astronauts are a bad idea. Really? Yeah, maybe. So you could argue that it's like, it's pushing the diversity and representation because they have like what's the correct term anymore? Can you say African Americans anymore? No, I don't know. I don't care. And Asian Americans in there as well later on. Pretty good. But I was going to say, I want to read you just a couple of reviews if I can. A hidden gem says this one here. This is the first one that pops up. 9 out of 10. Okay, I wouldn't go that far. I'm like a 7.5 out of 10 so far, the first season. But this reviewer says, in general aspects, it's very good. The first season, despite having a uchronic point of view. I was like, uchronic? What the heck is that? I had to look it up. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what it is. Uchronic is from Uchronia, which apparently is an idealized or fictional conception of a particular period of time, especially in the past. So basically like, an alternative timeline. Uchronic. Lovely. That's your Benkyo for today, your study. So this reviewer says, the first season, despite having a uchronic point of view, it's very well documented. Makes it a series that fits you perfectly if you're interested in the subject. The series develops a narrative focused on NASA, which makes it not so balanced. It doesn't show both sides of the story. So what he means there is like they don't really show much of the Russian side of the story. You get a little bit of that, but it's very, very minor. It's focusing on America. America! Fuck yeah! I would like to highlight the impeccable production of the series and the great amount of resources that are being invested in it. It does look glorious. It looks really good. I love the time setting and the details. During the course of the episode, you'll be able to see how the era they are in is represented to perfection. getting even more that you can immerse yourself in the environment. Wow. On the other hand, they also deal in a secondary way with the social inclusion of homosexuals in the 70s, or the opportunities of African Americans in the space race, and Asian Americans too, including these arguments perfectly in the overall narrative of the story. So yeah, it shows it, but it's not really going to say, this is the right way, this is what we should be doing. It shows good points and bad points. It's quite balanced so far. I've only watched the first season. In conclusion, it seems to be a very high-level series, good performances, and level of progression that makes you gradually fall in love with its plot. But as I was saying, it is very, it's very, drama, soap opera-y. So there you go. Okay, that's it for me, Waffle. Severance was crazy, says Jack Be Lucky. Yeah, that's another one I've not finished yet. I started it. I think I'm at almost 3/4 of the way through the first season. God, it's intense, isn't it, Severance? It's a weird one. Counter Earth on the Other Side of the Sun. Marvel Universe. Sounds good to me, Dwayne. Oh my God, which one is it though? 616? Oh, okay, you got your Barmy, so another recommendation for Severance. That's 2. I must get back to that. I must. A grey 7 is usually a salty 4. Oh, salty. Thank you so much.
He swaps his longsword for a Wakizashi.
He does swap his sword for a Wakizashi. Where are we? Jacob saying, women went to the moon. I'm surprised they didn't get lost on the way. Yeah, they're not there. They're not the first one. It's something like, I'm not even sure what number, Apollo 23 or 24 puts the first woman in space on the moon. The first American woman, because they say the Russians did it first, but yeah, man, it goes crazily wrong at one point. Big disaster. It's pretty scary. And I got to say, the space shot, the scenes in space and on the moon, they do look really good. Pretty basic, nothing too fancy. You can tell they've used physical models at times. I think it's not just CGI. It doesn't have that really heavy CGI look, if you know what I mean. Like certain things these days, most things I should say. And they show like stock footage of the original and some of the other supposed moon launches going over the years. Looks great. That reviewer can't be trusted using words like that. You're Barbie. I know, right? Getting Gray, the supposed English teacher, to look up a word. You chronic? Goodness gracious me. They get in an accident with a space station, LOL, and blame it on the space station. Salty, what are you saying? Oh my God, I daren't highlight your comment now, I'm joking, mate. 1968, Planet of the Apes had only one woman on board, and she didn't make it, of course. Speaking of that, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I went to see the latest Planet of the Apes movie. You know what? I quite enjoyed it. I'm glad I went to see it on the big screen, because it looks gorgeous. It's beautifully shot. Some good acting, great CGI with the apes. And until thingy from, Freya? Is it Freya from The Witcher? Until she turns up, it's pretty decent. I love the world building. But anyway, I'm digressing. While I've got you here, has anyone been to see Furiosa? Because that has just opened in Japan. It's a week late, I know. It opened yesterday, Friday the 31st. I know I've heard people say, blah, blah, blah. It's not great, but not as good as Fury Road. And it's not Mad Max. But still, it's one of those movies, it's George Miller, crazy bonkers George Miller. At least it's going to be inventive, even if it is more CGI heavy. This is what I've heard. So, what would you say? Have you seen it? Is it a 6? Is it a 7? Is it a 5? Salty? A grey 7 is a salty 4. They blew it up! Nosferatu. Adam Warlock and High Evolutionary Marvel premiere way back in 1971. Nova, salty, says Dwayne. No, not been to see it. Okay, fair enough. Some like it. Shrug. Bombed at the box office here. That's what I've heard. I've been trying not to follow all the, people like screaming and shouting about it on YouTube. Don't know about you. Just not really interested. I watched Critical Drinkers reviewing. It was pretty fair. But he's being a bit careful these days because, you know, he's making his own stuff. So I suppose he has to be towing the line a little bit more, some would say. Very fair. He said it was kind of like okay, but it seemed unnecessary. And the prologue, like the when she's young, see, it just goes on for too long. That's what I've heard. I just don't see why they would even make a Furiosa movie, says Nos. Nosilante, William Bayer. I can't even read your name anymore, Nos. What happened to Ramrod? Ramrod, how I miss you. Gray, we know you just want to go and see Chris Hemsworth. I want to go and see Anya. Anya Taylor-Joy with her huge anime eyes. Salty, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? Yes, you do. Spot on, yeah. Didn't see it because, says Bandito, didn't go to see it. But it's weird, isn't it, that it's like, not the fact that it's bombed, but do you think people just don't care about going to see, see movies at the theatre anymore? Because of the cost? Are things that tough in the States at the moment, you know? Things aren't that great over here, but it's actually pretty cheap, I think, compared to the US. Let me see. Ooh, I've got that weird ringing in my ears. What's going on? Right for spite. Someone's talking shit about me. No surprises there. Where are we? Let me see. I've forgotten what's going on. What was I searching for then? I don't have the money. Yeah, that's it. Got it. Thanks for the reminder, Bandito. US dollars to Japanese yen. I'll switch it around. Jesus, man, it's 157 yen for $1. It's so expensive. I remember when it was almost 100. Unbelievable, baby. But anyway, I wanted to put the price of the movie ticket. If you go for a full price one, it's 1,800 yen, which is $11.45. So I call it $12. Between $11 and $12. What do you reckon? Is that cheap compared to the States? I also get a discount because I've got a membership thing, so I usually get about 400 off. So I'll get it for about 1,400 yen, which is 1,400 yen, which is just under $9. $9 for a movie. Let's have a look what he's saying in the chat. Yeah, Salty, I sent you those Northman clips, Salty knows. I'd like to share that photo. I might take a risk and share it later. I love that photo, mate. You sent me. Beautiful view. Get your filthy paws off me, you damn dirty ape. The best line, you're right, mate. CLS, the best line in the original. The OG. Okay, so that's a matinee ticket. Thanks, guys. Is that decent then? Is that a good... I mean, this is during the daytime. If you go for the what do you call it, the late show, which isn't that late, but the last showing is like about 8:30 to 9. If you go for that, you'll get the discount about what I just said, about, $8 to $9. 8 or 9. Otherwise, it's 11 or $12. Yeah, matinees here in the middle of nowhere at $8. See, I'm lucky now these days. I'm kind of sad as well. I go on my own. The missus wasn't really interested, so I went to see it. And I usually go on my own to see movies. So sad. Used to go with my daughter, but she's not here anymore, living it up in Osaka. But anyway, so it only cost me that, and I don't bother with popcorn or a drink. I'll just get something from the supermarket, and sneak it in my bag. What do you call it? What a stinge I am. I know, but I'm poor, mate. I'm not really poor, but I ain't rich, I'll say that. I ain't got much money, I'll tell you that. So yeah, 1,400 yen, $9. I think it's pretty good. So I might go. Jesus, that was a long waffle. I might go and see it. Let me know what you think. New comments. He came, he saw, he dropped a beard hair. Blair, how are you, man? Are you good? Do you know, I can't remember why I was watching it. It popped up. Yeah, Picnic at Hanging Rock. We're watching some of that stream. When was it? A few days ago. It's been doing quite well recently on YouTube. And for me, quite well means, 6 views a week. But I don't think people are watching, past the first 10 minutes. I think they think it's the movie, even though it says movie review in huge letters. Anyway, let me bring it up on YouTube. I want to show you some of me back, what's the word? The studio. Behind the curtain, scenes like that. Let's have a look. I'm going to share it because I show you how crap my channel's doing these days. Here we go. Hang on one second. Picnic at Hanging Rock. And anyway, this is all from seeing Blair, isn't it? Blair! Where are we? But yeah, it was so cool seeing you and Stephen. Stephen Ransom was on that, and me, and then Zax came on later on. How do I do this? Let's view it on YouTube. Am I going to break the stream by doing this? No, I don't think so. Let me make this bigger. Ladies, let me share. This is all from Blair, and great to see Cope, by the way. Cope, you star! Baby, how are you? I missed you, man. I missed you. Like a hole in the head. Where are we? Share screen. Picnic at Hanging Rock. Look at this panel. Look at these legends. There we go. Look at Gray with his weird expression. Let's show some of the photos. Beautiful Miranda, there she is. But yeah, it was so much fun. It was so much fun, man. So, what's this all about? Oh yeah, so the title of this, let me just double check. The title is Picnic at Hanging Rock, 1975, movie review. And it's got 700 views now. I mean, my live streams normally, they're lucky to get over 100. After like, you know, the first couple of days, then they kind of just like disappear. But these kind of do okay. But when I check these statistics, it's like, okay, you know, how much was viewed? You know, like the average viewing time is like 1 minute 30. It's like, Jesus! They just started watching it. It's like, what's this? Oh no, it's not the movie. It's like three geeky guys talking about it. Let's bring Zax. Zax pops in later on. Where are you, Zax? Zax, I miss you, man. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're Genki. There he is. Look at the size of his shoulders. Jesus Christ, they're huge. Amazing. Ah, dear. Good to see you all. So yeah, that takes me back, man. It was March last year, March 2023. Do you remember the old days of the Gray's Moving Picture House? Noporial, named that, by the way. Yeah, I really missed those. They were fun. They were good fun to do. But as I say, they don't really do much. But Picnic at Hanging Rock, and there's a few more recently that are doing all right. Let me go to... Stop sharing. Let me share my analytics. I don't care anymore. I don't care. Oh no, it's stuck on Picnic at Hanging Rock. No! What am I doing? Analytics. Here we go. Just to show you like how poor my channel does. Share screen. Oh, hide Copa's comment. Sorry, darling. I know, I'm waffling away. Dwayne saying he used to sneak beer into movie theatres. Do you know what? When I used to go in Australia many years ago, I used to can I say it on screen? I used to 475 before I went in. Anyway, where are we? Okay, Gray, are you sure about this, Graham? No, never. I'm never sure of anything. Let me share my analytics. Channel analytics. There we go. Boom. Okay, views the last 60 minutes. Woohoo! 33. That's a magic number, you know. That's amazing, guys. It says 27 have watched this stream so far. Now, so have a look down here. Alive 2020 movie review in massive letters. That's got like 36 views in the last 48 hours. I don't know why. It's doing really well. And again, if you go into the analytics of it, it's like how much was watched, you know, 33 seconds or something. Let's scroll down a bit. Pam and Tommy, episode 1 review. It's mainly because of that thumbnail. That was one of my first and best thumbnails ever. Hiding Pamela Anderson, the actress's boobies, with an ampersand. Fantastic. Where are we? So, yeah, just give you an idea. Grommets, the last comic book review I didn't expect to do very well. It's indie title. It's, you know, but I wanted to do it because it was a fun read. That's had 18 views. 18. Last 48 hours. Midnight Cowboy. Salty. I think you were on that one. The movie review. That's doing all right. It's got 14 the last like 48 hours. Midnight Diner. Midnight Diner Nos, if you're still there. Oh my God. My soul brother. Midnight Diner TV show is food for the soul. That's been doing okay. What else? Wild at Heart, movie review, big letters again. I think people think it's the movie. That's been doing okay as well. Any more? And The Responder, for some reason, which is a a British TV police drama with Bilbo Baggins in it, Martin Freeman. Pretty good. That's ticking over. And Salty, the Southpaw movie review. Remember that? Yeah. So there we go. That's a look inside the studio. Excuse me. I've got a frog in my throat. Let me drop a click. Click, click. Love that dance scene. Fantastic. Okay, I'm not going to go on too much longer. We're on 45 minutes. I was going to try and do an hour, but you know what I'm like. Blabbering on. On your left says Tim's Talk. Tim, are you enjoying Star Wars content at the moment? Are you looking forward to The Acolyte? No. I see men wearing bluey shirts. In real life, like fanboys, it's cringe. Really? Midnight Diner Nosferatu is straight 100% comfort food for the soul. Man, we got to watch it together one day. We should do a live watch. I'm going to get you into it. Smile a wow for me saying, my favourite too at Salty. I always start my Christmas season off with watching Holiday Inn on Thanksgiving weekend. Yeah, Holiday Inn, like Salty's been recommending that to me before. I've seen it, but it's been a long time since I have. 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. Oh, my mum used to love that. The original. Brilliant. Frog is code for. What are you saying? Je ne parle pas le français. Copa, what made you want to watch it? LOL. Because you're a daddy. Congratulations, by the way, Copa. And great news that Jana, I won't mention it on the stream, but she dropped a comment earlier on when she was here, so congratulations. Good luck. Join the club, mate. I'm paying it off for 330 years. I've got to keep working till I'm 339 years old and I can die to pay it off. Citizen Kane in an old theatre back in the 90s. Oh, fantastic. It must be awesome seeing it on the big screen, Dwayne. Was it an art house? Was it the Corner House? That was the Art House Theatre in Manchester. I wonder if it's still going. I saw some of the my first Beat Takeshi movies. Do you remember him? He used to do Yakuza movies like, what was it? Violent Cop. Was it Sonatine? What's the other one? Hanabi. Hanabi's great, by the way. Really good. Beat Takeshi. Oh my, what am I doing? I'm miles behind on comments. I just want to catch up because I've not seen Copa for a while. I miss Gray more than he's missed me. Guaranteed. I sobbed myself to sleep every Friday night because I was so tired. When Gray was young and innocent, Nos. I know, right? And Blair had the bunker background. You look like you were in Silo, mate. That's awesome. That was good fun, that. I miss those movie talks. I would love to watch it again. It's good to chill out to. Nos, you talking about Midnight Diner? Or Picnic at Hanging Rock? With the amazing panpipes. Casablanca on the big screen changes everything, says Salty. And Bandito, the Acolyte is already doing bad and they're blaming... Of course they're blaming men. It's my fault. It's your fault. It's every old, straight, white male's fault. Speak for yourself, Gray. I know. I'm old. You're only as old as who you feel. Remember that. 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. They could never make that today. Yeah. That's the premise, isn't it? They actually kidnapped 7 women. Do you remember the days when movies were good? Musicals were fun. Head to bed. Yeah, good to see you, man. You have a good one. I know it's late over there. As I say, I'm going to wrap things up. But it has been awesome catching up. Ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to do a little stream. Quick one. I'm going to go for my osteopath manipulation, my muscle manipulation and electric shock treatment in about an hour. Still got an hour. It's mad. What they do is they hook you up to this machine, put it on inside your t-shirt, like on your shoulders, yeah? And they call it denki in Japanese. Just means denki is Japanese for electricity, so electric, whatever. My God, it's such a weird feeling. What it feels like sticking needles. I've never had acupuncture, but maybe I can guess that's what it feels like a little bit. it feels like someone's sticking a needle. It sounds horrible, doesn't it? And it kind of is. Sticking it into your shoulder. It's so weird. And it also feels like there's someone massaging your shoulders, and it's just two pads. I don't even know what they are. I can't see it because it's behind me. Hook you up for about 10 minutes. Anyway, last week, the right side was really hurting, and I was like, should I say something? Should I be like, I think you got it too high? I was actually in pain. It was like, no, come on, Gray, are you a man or a mouse? Squeak! I was like, oh, Jesus. So I gammanned it. Gammon means like, I put up with it. I was patient. Anyway, they took me off that. I was like, ooh, it was a bit sore this time. So I told them, they're like, oh, that means, what's it? That means the massage we're going to give you now is going to be amazing. Something. And it was awesome. But anyway, Jesus Christ, what am I talking about? Nosferatu says, he has a massage gun and it still isn't strong enough to get some of me knots out. So yeah, it's from doing this. It's from doing like YouTube or not this stream. When I'm doing my editing, anyone who's edited videos, you know how long that takes, and you kind of hunch forward. They were saying that my posture's like basically like this. Crack. I should be like, like this. So they're trying to make me like this. Anyway, waffling on. Okay, we made it to 50 minutes. You guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Enjoy your night. It's Friday night where you are. I hope to see you in a future video. And as always, yeah, I mean it, seriously. Thanks for watching. I was feeling a bit down this morning, so I wasn't even going to stream. I was like, Dojo, feeling a little bit of after the high last night, having a great night. Not even that hungover, just the mental down, and what goes up must come down, as you say, and it's true. So, great to see you. That's what I mean. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in a future video. Let's drop the members, you fucking stars, the members outro.